Hello guys, I'm pleased to welcome you on my YouTube channel where we continue speaking about human design. And more specifically, in today's video, we will cover the predominant human design energy type called a generator. And the reason why I'm saying that it is predominant is simply because about 70% of the world's entire population belong to this group of people. And today, more specifically, we are going to cover the pure generator energy type, which is about 35%. But also there is another subtype called the manifesting generator. I recently filmed a video about manifesting generators. So if you would like to know the difference between these two subtypes, or if you are a manifesting generator, I strongly recommend you check out the video. I will attach the link above. In today's video, this is what we are going to cover: the unique characteristics of the generator energy type, the key differences between generators and other human design types, the decision-making and the manifestation strategy for generators, how to be successful as a generator entrepreneur, the relationship success for generators, and last but not least, I'll share with you my key recommendations and tips for generators. And this is based on my personal experience dealing with generators. This is based on my work with the clients who are generators and manifesting generators. So I think you will find it extremely, extremely valuable. Okay, so first things first, I'd like to introduce myself very quickly for those of you guys that are new to my channel. So my name is Ina and I'm a human design analyst and manifestation expert. And I help people unleash their innate skills and talents so that they could fulfill their potential and monetize their unique abilities. I also help people get clearer around their manifestation success strategy in career, in business. And this is especially helpful for entrepreneurs who want to get to the next level in their business and they really want to understand what's that business success strategy that will work specifically for them, as opposed to this generic advice that we are all bombarded with from everywhere. What's your key to success in any type of relationships, be it personal or business related? How to attract the right clients in your business, how to attract the right type of people in your life, and how to build long-lasting, strong, and meaningful relationships with those people. So this is what I do. And now let's move to the generator's mechanics. So let's say you've got your body graph and you have absolutely no clue how to read it and how to understand what it says. So the first thing you need to pay attention to is what pretty much makes you a generator. And this is your defined sacral energy center. What you will notice is that your sacral center will always be defined or red on the picture. And neither of your motor centers, be it your heart center, your emotional, your root, nor your sacral center will not be linked to the throat by an active channel. Because if it is linked, then you are then a manifesting generator, meaning you need to watch a different video which I filmed some time ago. But if it's not connected, you are a pure generator. And what does it mean to have a defined sacral energy? Well, this defined energy center, sacral, potentially makes you one of the most powerful human design energy types because of the amount of life force energy that you have every single day. Having a defined sacral is almost like having that engine that is pumping the energy for you 24/7 and always pushes you into some kind of activity. You simply can't stay it's simply not healthy for you, to completely do nothing. You are the type of energy that wants to be applied somewhere, preferably in the correct place. So what I really mean by this is that having a defined sacral center means that you constantly need to be very aware of where do you spend that energy, where do you apply it. Because if you apply it in the wrong place, you will be feeling a lot of frustration, a lot of anger, a lot of like demotivation. And for you, the existential question pretty much is, who am I? What brings me satisfaction? What brings me joy? What's the best place to apply this enormous amount of life force energy which I have? Another important thing that I always pay attention to during my client consultations and presentations, I always speak about the aura type, because you really need to understand, my dear generator, how your energy field works. So what is an energy field? First of all, these are the 2 meters. If you stretch your arms like this, the 2 meters around your body, this is your aura. And your aura generators is open and enveloping. It's penetrating. So what this really means is that other human design energy types can really sense your energy very, very well. So if you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling angry, other people can really sense that, because your open and enveloping aura communicates to the rest of the world without you even being aware of that. So this is something to think about. Also, having this open and enveloping aura means that it's pretty much doing all the heavy lifting for you. So this means that you don't really have to do too much. You don't really have to initiate and work hard, as a lot of people out there are saying, to make things happen. The number one thing that is required for you is simply understand what's the best way to apply my energy, and how to constantly be in flow, how to constantly be in the process that again brings you the joy and satisfaction and makes you really happy. Because the more joy and satisfaction you feel, the more powerfully your aura will be attracting the right people, the right opportunities, the right circumstances into your life, which will then allow you achieve your goals much faster and more effortlessly. Okay, and now moving to the key differences between generators and other human design types. And the first thing I'd like to mention is that generator is the only human design type whose focus is always inward, and it should always be inward, as opposed to other types whose focus is always on other people. So while manifestors are here to think about what am I here to change, who am I here to impact, the projectors are here to understand who the other person is, what's unique about them, the reflectors are constantly trying to understand their environment. Well, the generators are genuinely here to understand how do they feel, what do they think, what's special about them, how can they express themselves, and what brings them satisfaction. And this famous joke by Raoul Hood that I really like is that the famous saying, know thyself, was probably created by a generator for a generator, to be broken by a generator again. So just understand, my dear generators, that it's all about you. It's not about others. The happier you are, the more fulfilled you are, the happier is the rest of the world. So the second thing that is very interesting about generators is that this is, again, the only human design type that can run a marathon. And what I really mean by run a marathon is that you are here for the long run. It's just simply crazy for me sometimes, the amount of perseverance, the amount of commitment, the amount of this endurance that generators, specifically pure generators, have. So while other people need to recharge their batteries, take a break, they can afford to be lazy and just do nothing. for some reason, a generator is someone who simply can't stop. They can't quit, and they keep on going, keep on going. They don't give up. But again, this is provided that generators are committed to the right type of activity, to the right process that genuinely brings them joy and satisfaction. So this is another unique thing about generators. And another interesting fact is that Rauer always said that generators are the builders. In the past, they were enslaved by manifestors. They were like obeying to what manifestors had to say, following the orders by other people. But now this is the day and time where generators can create. While being in the process of that flow, which I mentioned earlier in this video. And so this is what you really need to understand, guys, that you're not here to do that boring 9-to-5 job. You're not here to fulfill the orders of other people, not anymore. You're here, as I mentioned earlier, again, to understand who you are, what's special about you, and commit yourself for the long run, for the long time, to those activities, to those processes that allow you to build, to create, and live the life of satisfaction, while other people, such as manifestors, projectors, reflectors, they're here to enjoy this amazing work that you do. They are here to say, wow, this is the work of a fulfilled generator that now I can enjoy. Okay, and now, generators, let's move to the heart of this presentation, to your real essence. And this is all about your strategy to wait and respond. I know that a lot of you might be a little bit confused when you hear that my strategy is to respond and wait. So what does it really mean? And I think the best way I can simplify it for you and explain is that the number one thing you need to understand that your body has a reliable and trustworthy mechanism that is your friend, called your sacral center. And this mechanism constantly communicates, it constantly speaks to you. It speaks through sacral sounds, grunts, groans, moans, sighs, and if you listen to those sacral sounds, you will make the right decisions most of the time in different areas of your life. And the second thing that is very important for you to understand, that it is not your mind that needs to make decisions. Your sacral center is the authority. Your sacral center is the it is that ally that you should be working closely with. And this is what I always say to all of my clients and all the people that I'm consulting in human design, is that you have to be extremely observant and very aware and conscious of those sacral sounds, especially if you are in business, especially if you're dealing with people day to day, when a lot of opportunities are coming to you. Because if you ignore that sacral sound, you will most likely make a wrong decision, which will lead you again to frustration, apathy, giving up, anger, demotivation, because most of the time all the decisions made by your mind will be wrong for you. And a very interesting term which was introduced by the founder of Human Design System, Rauer, is the passenger consciousness. So in front of you guys, you can see a picture where the vehicle represents your body, the driver represents your sacral center, your authority, and the passenger is your mind. So a lot of people, well, most people, mix up the role of the driver and the role of the passenger, because they make the mind the driver who decides on which direction we are going to go, what decision we are going to make. And when you make your mind your driver who makes all of the decisions, this is the strategy for a failure, to be honest. And if you learn how to surrender, how to let your mind rest, and you make your sacral energy center an authority by listening again to its sacral sounds, you will learn how to surrender, and you will be getting the best opportunities in your life to respond respond to, you will respond to them correctly. You will enter into new opportunities and activities correctly. So make sure, guys, that you constantly are aware of who is the driver and who is the passenger, and learning to surrender is absolutely key for you. So this is the decision-making and manifestation strategy step by step to structure this a little bit more. So the first thing you need to do is to decide what you want to manifest, or set a very clear intention. This is when you have a desire, a dream that you want to materialize. You set an intention first. The second step is that, well, you still have your mind. You can't just simply make it shut up. The mind has to do the work which it was meant to do, and this is to do the research. It's to look at different options, identify different concepts. This is why the mind is for. So let's say you've done your research, you've looked at different options. Then what you do, you need to create that environment of response. You need to look for that opportunity that you can respond to make sure that you are not just sitting and doing nothing. So this is a lot of where a lot of people have the question, should I then sit and do nothing, just do my research and that's it? Well, no, you need to engage in those activities that give you that opportunity to respond to something. And this is what looking for that opportunity means. But again, it's not about initiating and making things happen right away. And then once those opportunities come to you, the cues, the people, the questions, the requests, this is when you surrender. This is when you make your mind, right, your passenger, and this is when you give authority to your sacral center, which again will respond through that sacral sound. It will be either yes, the energy rising up in your body, or it will be no, rising down, or it will be I'm not sure, which in most cases is no. Right, now let's speak about success in business and relationships for generators. And the first thing I want to do is to encourage all of you watching this video to be very practical with human design, to experiment, to question everything, and to put all this knowledge to test. So, knowing that you are a generator, knowing how your energy field works, how can you attract the right people into your life and build long-lasting relationships? Well, the sure formula to be successful in this area of your life is to create that energetic space, to raise your vibration, to boost your magnetism by involving yourself in those activities that make you feel amazing. The more magnetic you feel, the faster you will attract something into your life, and the more high quality people will come to you. So this is when you need to know yourself really well and be very intentional about where and to whom you're committing your energy. Something to keep in mind. The second thing that is extremely difficult for most generators, but is so extremely important, is to be able to say no to anything that doesn't fully light you up. I'm guilty of this myself, to be honest, and sometimes, especially manifesting generators, they're so keen to jump into a new activity, into a new experience, that they completely forget to pay attention to what their sacral energy is saying. Is it yes or is it no? So every time, to be honest, when I personally ignored my sacral response, I failed. It was either relationship failure, or maybe it was a business failure. But when I'm thinking about something amazing that happened in my life, when I was completely fulfilled, this is when I was, for example, traveling. I was fully enjoying the process, the experience, and I managed to attract someone really cool. So say no, know when to say no to the wrong things, to the wrong people, and this is how you ensure that satisfaction in relationships specifically. Now, speaking about business, you have to, guys, create an environment of response, since you know that you are not allowed to initiate. And you have to understand really what is the environment of response. So, for example, if you are a social media person, you need to pay attention to the questions that people ask on Facebook groups, on Instagram, maybe some other requests that you get day to day, and respond to them. What's really good for all generators is to share their passion, share their experience, share their personal journey on social media, be it a webinar or a YouTube channel, as I'm doing it, to give people again that opportunity to ask you questions so that you can respond. Also, something that is crucial for generators, as we've already mentioned, is the ability to surrender and to let go. This is how you make sure that you don't initiate. So what really works for me is visualizing the end result, something that I want to attract, be it in relationships or in business. Every time I want to get new clients, I visualize how it's going to look like, the end result, and then I make this agreement with my mind that, okay, now I know what you want. Now I need to take a step back. Now I need to let go of it. I need to surrender. I need to, like, teaching yourself how to be patient is how you make sure that you don't initiate right now. Obviously, speaking about business, please no cold calls. Don't initiate. This is initiation. If it's relationships, and especially you are a girl, someone who is a generator, don't really initiate in relationships unless you have a very strong sacral yes, something that very important for you to pay attention to. And last but not least, in terms of business, if you're a generator, don't do many things at the same time, unless you are a manifesting generator, because for generators, it's better to focus on 1, 2, maximum 3 things to stay productive. Generators are not multitaskers, and don't really waste your energy by committing yourself to too many things and not being able to get things done. So now I have here some general tips for generators based on my experience and the experience of working with other people. So the biggest fear for most generators is the fear of the unknown, fear of losing control, fear, what if nothing happens? And sometimes this fear really pushes most generators into initiating, into forcing things, into pushing things, into trying to speed things up. So here, my biggest recommendation for all generators and manifesting generators is learn how to be patient, learn how to surrender, what surrender means specifically for you. The second tip, the second recommendation is learn how to stay active and creative while you are waiting to respond to something. Don't just sit and do nothing, as already mentioned, but try to figure it out. How can you be in the creative, enjoyable process without initiating? How can you boost your magnetism while you are waiting? I mean, if you answer this question for business, for relationships, this will be a game changer for you, my dear generators, and will make this waiting process so much easier for you. Also, learn how to understand that your authority is your boss. Your sacral authority is the decision maker. No one has right for you to decide. No one. Your mind doesn't have the right to decide for you. No, society doesn't have a right to decide for you. No law, no nothing. Respect your authority. Authority above all. And last but not least, try to, if it's very difficult for you to listen to that sacral response, encourage people in your life, your friends, your relatives, to ask you questions, so that you could activate this sacral energy, so you could make it speak, so to say. Also, make sure you make an agreement with your mind that, listen, my mind, you've been making decisions all my life. Now let me experiment. Now let me make my sacral authority the decision maker. Just add some extra awareness, consciousness, and you will see how different your life will be, and how soon you can achieve big transformations in your life. All right, guys, that was quite a long video, but I hope you extracted lots of value from it. If you would like me to have a look at your body graph, recommend to you what's the best strategy to be successful in your business, in your relationships, what type of people are the best type of people for you, how to attract them in your life based on your human design activations, your incarnation cross, so on and so forth. This is how you can find me. I'll be very honored to look at your body graph, and thank you very much for watching this video. I'm looking forward to seeing you in my next one. Bye-bye.